Today, as I was reading in Ezra 8, verses 21 and 22, I was reminded of a principle that I believe is important for us to set today. And just start reading in 21. Ezra proclaimed a fast at the river of Ahava, that they could afflict themselves before God, to seek of him a right way for them and their little ones and all their substance. For he was ashamed to require of the king a band of soldiers and horsemen to help against the enemy in the way, because he had spoken unto the king, saying, The hand of our God is upon all them for good that seek him, but his power and his wrath is against all them that forsake him. And it's interesting because it's the reason, it's like today, with the mask and social distancing and stuff. People will say, I've had people say to me that, like it's wisdom to wear a mask because, like if, for instance, someone would say, if you saw a snake, you would, tell your daughter to avoid it because, you wouldn't just let her play with the snake because it would be foolish, So in the same way, they use that kind of idea to say, if there's a sickness out there, you just put the mask on. Why would you take the risk? But so the thing about it is that it's like where Ezra says here, this is how I feel. Like it's okay for people to choose to wear a mask. That's fine. But why I choose to not wear a mask is for this reason right here that Ezra talks about. He says, I was ashamed to ask the king or require of the king a band of soldiers and horsemen to help us against the enemy in the way, because we had spoken to the king, saying, The hand of the Lord God is upon us for good for those who seek them. So, like those people would say, it's wisdom to keep your daughter away from a snake and not to allow her to play for a snake. In the same way, you could say this. Ezra, he says, the enemy was out there, right? So there was an enemy in the way, on his way from Babylon to Jerusalem, that could have attacked him. He was there. The king was offering protection from an enemy that was out there. And Ezra says, no. Why? How could I ask for protection when I've sat here and I've told you about how great my God is and about how he protects those he loves and does good to those he loves? How am I? He says, I am too ashamed to ask for help because I've told you who my God is. It's the same thing for me. The same reason why I'm too ashamed to wear a mask and social distance. I'm too ashamed. I can't do it. I love my God. I know him. I know how good he is. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. So, and I'm not saying that I have gotten sick. I had COVID. It's fine. It's okay. It was good. I actually needed it because I actually stayed home for a minute and I had to spend time with my kids, and I realized how busy I had gotten. So I was thankful for that. It's not, the wisdom of a Christian isn't to protect ourselves. The wisdom of a Christian for me is to know that if something happens to me, God allowed it for a purpose, and I need to figure out what I'm going to learn from that. Just like you see with Job. Job had a hedge of protection around him. The Lord said to Satan, Have you considered my servant Job? And Satan said, yeah, I seen him, but you got a hedge of protection around him. The Lord said, I put him into your hand. Do to him whatever you like, just spare his life. The Lord removed that protection and allowed Satan to do what he desired for a purpose. Job suffered. So I just want to say, for the same reason that Ezra didn't seek protection on his journey from Jerusalem to Babylon, is the same reason why I cannot bring myself to wear a mask and social distance and be afraid of this foolishness.